Hello everyone and welcome to today's lesson. Today's chapter is Let's Communicate. And the important topics in this chapter are common means of communication and means of mass communication. Now, before we get into the lesson, here is something to boost your knowledge. Email is one of the fastest means of communication. Have you ever sent an email to your friend? Has he or she ever replied to an email? Communication is the process of providing, sending, receiving, and understanding information. We share information in writing or speech. We can also use pictures. Means of communication help us to send ideas and messages from one place to another. In the olden days, it was very difficult to send and receive messages from distant places. This sending and receiving of messages is called communication. In the modern times, we can send and receive messages quickly and easily. Means of transport and means of communication are closely related. So let's have a look at the means of communication. Common means of communication. The postal system. The postal system is the cheapest and the easiest means of communication. The Indian Postal Service is very good in comparison to other countries. We have about 1.5 lakh post offices in the country. We buy envelopes, inland letters, stamps, etc. from the post offices. The letters are delivered to the people by the postman. We can also send registered mail if we have to send some valuable papers. The facility of speed post is available in all major towns and cities. A letter sent through a speed post takes only about a day or two to reach the person in any place. We can also send money using money orders and send parcels using the parcel services. Telephone. Telephones are fast and convenient means of communication. India has a very large network of telephones. There are over 30,000 call exchanges in India. We use telephones to make STD and ISD calls. An STD call is when you have to talk to someone in another city, and an ISD call is when you have to talk to someone in another country. Another means of communication is the cellular phone or the mobile phone. The mobile phone is very convenient as you can carry it anywhere you go. We can also send short messages using the mobile phone. Most of the people use the mobile phone to communicate nowadays. The mobile phone also helps us to use the internet. Now, did you know? According to the American Telephone and Telegraph Company, there are about 24.5 calls made for every 100 people in the world. The telephone department also provides a service of telex. We can send written messages very quickly through a telex. Airlines, newspapers, etc. use the service. Fax machine and pagers. Fax machines are very useful in offices. They send messages or pictures in a printed form to any other fax machine in the world. They use the telephone line to do this. Another ways of communication was the pager. Paging was another means of communication. It used the air signals and the messages appeared on a small handset called the pager. It was a one-way means of communication and the messages appeared on the screen of the pager. Now, did you know? Telegram messages are sent in Morse code, and telex is a printed message sent by the telex machine. Internet. A very convenient way of sending data, pictures, information, etc. fast is the internet. In this system, we use computers to send and receive messages. We can now also use it on our mobile phones. The electronic mail or the email works within the internet using a modem. A modem is a device. It converts the sender's information into signals and sends it. At the receiver's end, it is again converted to information and is shown on the receiver's screen. Many towns and cities now have the facility to use internet. Means of mass communication. Mass media is a technology to reach a large number of people. It is used so that we can reach a large number of people at the same time. Mass communication includes newspapers, television, radios, and magazines. All these come under the means of mass communication. Books and magazines. Newspapers, magazines, and books are the print medium which travel far and wide. They provide us with information and events from all over the world. India has many newspapers in many languages. Here are some of the famous newspapers. The Times of India, the Hindustan Times, the Indian Express, and the Hindu. We also have many regional newspapers. Here are some of the well-known regional newspapers. Sangivani in Bangalore, Sambad in Bhubaneswar, the Tribune in Chandigarh, the Daily Bhaskar in Bhopal, Jaipur, and Chandigarh, Enadu in Andhra Pradesh, Namaste Telangana in Telangana, Dinatandi in Tamil Nadu. Radio and television. These are very powerful means of spreading information, news, and entertainment programs like the films. On radio, we can listen to songs, debates, plays, commentaries on sports like cricket and hockey. It is very useful for people living in rural areas. India has a lot of radio stations. The All India Radio, Radio Mirchi, Radio City, and Red FM are some of the very famous radio stations in India. On the television, we can not only hear but also see news, movies, songs, and other entertainment programs. It is right now the most powerful means of mass communication. It also airs live events like a cricket match or the Assembly Parliament sessions. Today, we have a number of private TV channels: ETV, Sony TV, Zee TV, Discovery Channel, etc. Films are an important part of mass media. Films entertain us and educate us as well. So here is a quick sum up of today's lesson. The means of communication help us to send our ideas and messages from one place to another. The Indian Postal Service is the largest in the world. The postal system is the cheapest and the most common means of communication. The telephone is a convenient and fast means of communication. The electronic mail or email works within the internet using a modem. Newspapers, magazines, and books provide us with information and news from all over the world. So here is the glossary of today's lesson. Communication means exchange of information. Interdependent, depending on each other. Postage, the sending and receiving of letters using the postal service. Event, a thing that happens or takes place. Transmit, to pass from one person to another. So here is a mind map of today's lesson. There are many means of communication. Some of them are the internet, the telephone, the telegraph and telex, and the fax machine and pager. We also have the means of mass media, which are books and magazines, and radio and television.